So, you tell yourself you want to be confident. You tell yourself you want discipline, success, better relationships. But deep down, you don't even like yourself that much. And that's the problem no one talks about. Because the way you treat yourself when no one is watching is the foundation of your entire life. If you constantly criticize yourself, doubt yourself, ignore your own needs, then no matter what you achieve, it will never feel enough. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what self-love really is, why so many people struggle with it, and how you can start building it for real. So this month was the month of love, but also this month was my birthday. So it's the perfect occasion to love myself more, right? But I could also dwell on the fact that I am a year older and I was single on Valentine's Day. It could go either way. But as always, in the end, I choose to love myself instead. Loving yourself is always the best choice. Most people, though, think that self-love is about feeling good about yourself all the time and spoiling yourself every day. It's not. Self-love is how you treat yourself, even on your worst days. Because anyone can love themselves when life is going well, when you're winning, when you're confident, when everything feels right. But what when you fail? What about when you mess up? When you feel insecure? When you don't feel good enough? What do you say to yourself then? Do you attack yourself? Do you tell to yourself you're useless, not enough, behind in life? Or do you support yourself? Because that moment right there is where self-love is built. Self-love is not about always being positive. It's about becoming your own ally instead of becoming your own enemy. It's about saying, I'm not perfect, but I am still worthy. I made a mistake, but I can learn from it. I am struggling, but I am not giving up on myself. And here's the truth most people don't understand. Self-love is not just being kind to yourself. It's also holding yourself accountable. Because if you truly care about yourself, you don't let yourself stay stuck. Real self-love is a balance between two things: compassion and discipline. If you only have compassion, you become comfortable, but you don't grow. You forgive yourself, you understand yourself, but you stay in the same place. If you only have discipline, you become harsh. You push yourself constantly, but you never feel good enough. And eventually you burn out. Self-love is both. It's saying I accept myself and I want better for myself. It's going to the gym not because you hate your body, but because you respect it. It's working on your goals not because you feel behind, but because you believe you're capable of more. That's real self-love. Now, here is the important part. If you struggle with self-love, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because of what you have learned. At some point in your life, you started believing that you're not enough. Maybe you were criticized a lot. Or maybe you were compared to others all the time. You felt like you had to prove your worth. And slowly that voice became your own. And now you criticize yourself automatically. You think it's normal, but it's not your true voice. It's a learned voice. Then there is comparison. Every day you see people online who look better, live better, achieve more, and you compare your worst moments to their best moments. Of course you will feel behind when you think like that, but you're comparing reality to highlights. That's not fair. You're not being fair to yourself. And then there is perfectionism. You tell yourself, I will love myself when I become better, when I'm more successful, more confident, more attractive. But that day never comes. Because the more you improve, the more your standards increase. So you're always chasing worth instead of starting with it. And here is the biggest problem. You have made your self-worth dependent on results. When you succeed, you feel good. But when you fail, you feel worthless. That's not self-love. That's self-judgment. So how do you actually build self-love? Not in theory, but in real life. It starts with something simple. Awareness. Start paying attention to how you talk to yourself. Because your mind might be saying things to you like, you're stupid, you're not good enough, you'll never make it. And you believe it without even questioning it. But ask yourself, would I say this to someone I care about? If the answer is no, then why are you saying it to yourself? You don't have to lie to yourself, but you do need to support yourself. Instead of saying to yourself that you're a failure, say, okay, I didn't do well this time, but I can improve. That's how you start changing your inner voice. Next, you keep promises to yourself. Because every time you say, I'll do this, and you don't, you lose trust in yourself. And without self-trust, there is no self-love. But you should start small. Wake up when you said you would. Do the work you planned. Read those pages of a book that you said you would. So show up even when you don't feel like it. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. Then stop abandoning yourself. Every time you say yes when you want to say no. Every time you stay in situations that drain you. And every time you ignore your needs. You tell yourself that you don't matter. And if you keep doing that, of course you won't love yourself. Self-love means choosing yourself even when it feels uncomfortable. Also, learn to be alone. Because if you can't be alone, you will depend on others to feel okay. You will need validation, attention, approval. But when you spend time with yourself, you start understanding yourself. And that's where self-love begins. And don't forget to take care of your body. Not to look perfect, but to feel better. Because your physical state affects your mental state. When you take care of yourself, you send a message to your brain that you matter. And finally, forgive yourself. You are not your past. You made mistakes, yes, but so does everyone else. Holding on to guilt doesn't make you better. It just keeps you stuck. So learn from it and move forward. That's the only thing you can do. At the end of the day, self-love is not a feeling. It's a choice. A choice you make every single day. To support yourself, to respect yourself, to not give up on yourself. Even when you feel lost, you feel behind, or you don't feel good enough. Because the truth is, you are the one person you will spend the entire life with. So the question is, are you going to be your worst enemy or your strongest support? If you made it this far, I want you to remember that you don't have to become perfect to love yourself. You just have to stop abandoning yourself. If this video helped you, please give it a like and make sure you subscribe. Because if this video opened your eyes even a little, then the next step is not just loving yourself. It's becoming the version of yourself you are proud of. That's exactly what I talk about in this video that I suggest you watch next. It's all about leveling up your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. So click here and watch it next.